Hey guys, and welcome to FanCast. We're very grateful to be recording from the historic St Kilda Sports Club, the oldest locker room in the Southern Hemisphere. Join us on the bench, where we talk all things footy. We're fans, and this is FanCast. G'day FanCasters, and welcome to another episode here in the pod where we have a proper footy chat. We are up and about because we are just fresh off watching the North Melbourne versus West Coast. It was an absolute snooze fest. It was the worst first half of all time, but that ending made up for it. How are we doing today?
I'd say it's the worst three quarters.
Ever.
Not ever, but for North Melbourne, certainly.
Ever.
Yep.
I don't know about ever.
Ever.
But it was pretty shit.
That was so bad.
We are reporting in the middle of the weekend.
Indeed.
There's still some footy to go,
It is Sunday.
but we thought it might be fun to just be in the middle today, like football sandwich.
Because tomorrow's a public holiday, and I think we deserve one too, don't we, Steve?
We do.
Yeah, oh, definitely, 100%.
Steve-O, the
We
whole
work
weekend.
very hard.
Well, yeah,
The whole
we did.
weekend's a holiday for you, is it?
Yeah, worst day of my life today.
Oh, not now. Surely not now. that
Hair
you're
of the
here with
dog,
us.
gents and ladies.
Exactly. He had a busy one last night, as he's allowed to. If you don't live life a little bit, are you really living at all?
Spot
Surely
on.
your Thursday win contributed to the good vibes for the weekend.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Absolutely.
Great segue.
Thank goodness for that. Just needed a win just to get a bit of relief.
Because you had no relief. The pressure
Yeah.
was really up on you.
We were just getting hammered from pillar to post, and good to get a win. Good to have. Haven't seen that intensity from a Hawks side in a while, actually at all this season. So that was awesome to see, and good to get a win against the Dogs, who continue to just be the same every year of being a good team, but can't beat anyone that's good.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that is a bold statement.
It's true.
Do you think this is the first game that Jack Ginnivan made his appearance in?
No, he played well against Collingwood.
I guess.
He was the only one that turned up for that game.
Yeah, well, I guess, but
Yeah, Ginnivan's been good the past few weeks, so I think the VFL stint helped him a bit. And obviously did that celebration, which I don't think is a big deal. Yeah.
no.
Showed him the ball.
What do we think of it?
I don't think there's anything wrong. When you're playing well, you can certainly stick it up someone's ass.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
You
spot
can
on.
definitely do the dance and all the things. You can make any performance you want out of it so long as you're playing well.
It just looked funny to me because no one really was chasing him that hard. Like, Bailey Dale was the closest one there, and he was just sort of
He just gave up.
He was just trailing with another defender who was right next to him. They could have been talking with each other for all we know.
Spot on.
And all of a sudden, you just see Ginnivan just turns around, showing the ball really to absolutely no one. I mean, basically. So to me, I personally thought it looked funny more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted it to be, if you've run past someone, like sort of what Pickett did. You know, when
Yeah.
Cozzy Pickett was running into the open goal and he turned around and gave it to the guy running after him. Like,
Well,
you've
wasn't
at
that
least done
Shea
something.
Bolton?
Shea Bolton?
Yeah, Shea
Nah,
Bolton
Cozzy
did
Pickett.
that against Carlton.
Yeah, and Cozzy Pickett also did one as
Oh.
well. So if
When did
you're
it-
running into an open goal square, I think you're allowed to do that.
When did Pickett do that?
I think Pickett did a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew
Turned
that.
around and sort of didn't show him the ball, but he turned around and basically did
Yeah.
did that.
I think it's totally fun. I enjoy it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Should be allowed
on the
to do it.
field, do it all. Do it all on the field.
Classic Hock Ball, brought to you by Hockey Sunglasses. That's HOKKY sunglasses, which you can find, of course, online and at Queen Victoria Market. Thank you very much for sponsoring. The Hock Ball was back, and it was good to see.
It was
Yeah.
very
Long time
good.
coming.
Very good to see.
Happy to see the Bulldogs not win a game.
Against the top
I
eight
was-
side.
Yeah, I was okay with it.
Yeah, it's a very different narrative, isn't it? When Hawks lose to good sides, everything's going mad. When the Dogs do it, nothing's said about it.
I think there was some things said about them not being able to be any really good teams.
Yeah. And Hawks are pretty similar. Hawks are pretty similar, but the difference in narrative I just find very funny.
Well, the Hawks are sort of embracing that Hollywood vibe. The Hawks are trying to be in the prime time a lot. The Hawks, you seek the attention and you have attention-seeking behaviour. Of course, you get both positive and negative.
You get
Whereas
plenty of
the
attention.
dogs, I'm not sure the dogs necessarily are trying to be big in the media. They're sort of trying to put their head down and do their business.
I agree with that.
But at the same time, their business has been struggling against the top 8 sides. Of course, there are some injuries. Sam Darcy coming back will certainly address a lot of
we'll
those
get to
issues
play
in the
him.
forward line.
Yeah.
And he's
Very
obviously a massive unit, and a really important part of their mix. But with your absence of James Sicily and the Wizard,
Yes.
you would have thought maybe the Cattle, even with that omission from the Dogs, would have been enough, given their form, to beat you.
Well, the way Sicily's going, that's almost a positive there.
It ended up was a positive. It was a positive. You played better without Sicily.
Yeah.
He was holding you back.
But I actually see that quite a lot with the Hawks. Like, he just sometimes disrupts the game, the flow of the game. Like, sometimes he's just off.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Absolutely.
he's just off.
Yeah, so they finally admitted he was playing injured and he'll miss a few weeks. And which is good.
Penciling some wins
Well,
now.
it's not good, but it's, thank you for the club for finally being honest.
Shouldn't have been playing him injured, plain and simple.
I mean,
Shouldn't have
that's
happened.
true.
He
That
couldn't
is
even
true.
run.
Exactly. It was clear as day that this guy is not right.
Yep.
And you can say bad form, but like he has had bad
Injury,
Mate, if you
form.
don't
injury attributes to bad form.
Exactly.
I think some teams worry about their depth, though. And I'm sure that was a big concern for them, and they wanted to give him every opportunity to
They have
to
Barris
play.
and Battle and Frost. They got so many. They got Frost is the perfect person to just come in and replace him if you want him in the back line.
I love Sam Frost, but that was the worst decision he's ever made. Staying at Hawthorn.
Agreed.
When he got like a 2 or 3 year deal from Sydney.
Yep.
And now he's probably not going to get a contract
right.
Exactly.
because he's just playing
Rendered
fullback at
useless.
Box Hill.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well.
I think they've got the depth to cover a Sicily. There was absolutely no reason to try and get him to keep playing through an injury in the hope of finding form. Like that hip is not going to magically get better by continuously playing football.
I think what really helped as well was finally getting a second taller option in the forward line to relieve the pressure off Chol, having 3 key defenders go at him at every contest.
He's very good.
He is, isn't he?
I was actually going to make that a talking point because I feel like I don't know that people talk about how good he is enough.
Yes.
I don't think usually he's overlooked because you've got a lot of, I don't know, fun nicknames for other players.
Yes.
Like Wizard and, Guinea's got his
Guinea.
thing. But
I used to love calling him the Chol Coast when he was at Gold Coast.
I just think he
Now
gets
it's
overlooked.
Cholman.
I
Now
think he
it's-
gets overlooked, and he's always in the right spot, almost always in the right spot.
Yep.
He's always marking the ball. I just
Or
think he's a
bringing
good
it to
player.
ground.
I just think he's a good player and doesn't get enough
Recognition.
props.
Agree.
So, props to Chol.
Good shout out there. I
Yeah.
like that, Anna. Very nice.
Mitch
indeed.
Lewis back soon, so that will help us.
That will help.
They'll probably last 2 games.
And Cal Shadir?
Did
He's still just, I think he's a 2026 prospect thing. 'Cause,
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's obviously had a massive, barely had a pre-season due to his back injury and just struggling to find form. So he'll be right, just a prospect for next year.
You're saying that, the Dogs don't cop anywhere near as much negative attention for their losses as you did.
They do.
What would you say, Steveo? Like, they've now lost to yet another top 8 side. A few weeks ago, we were lauding them here and we were saying that Bevo could potentially be coach of the year and things like the way that they're going. Do you think potentially that was premature? Or do you think that this is just a little... It's hard to say it's a little bit of a slump because they're beating the teams below them.
Yeah.
They're just struggling to beat the teams in the 8. So now that we've had a few weeks of this, would you say it's still a slump or would it just be part of the package right now at the Doggies?
Probably part of the package, and we footy changes so much. I remember 5 weeks ago I was ruling out the Dockers fully, and now they're firing. So probably premature, but they're still a good side, the Dogs. But yeah, just not
I just
at that
think
level.
the competition's so good for the top, I
Yep.
don't know, 13 teams. You just don't know. You never know. I wouldn't have expected, for example, the Crows to win over Brisbane. But they did.
I did.
I know you
Hence-
did.
hence why-
They didn't win by
hence
a
why I tipped
convincing
them.
margin.
Hence
It
why I
was not a convincing margin, in my personal opinion.
No, 5 points is not a convincing margin.
So that's definitely something where a poor umpire call could have done that. But
Yeah.
you know, they won. Fine. I know Raleigh Thilthorpe had a great game.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah. But you just don't know. That doesn't mean that either of those teams won't beat the next 12 teams that they play. You just don't know.
Well, I think they're both great. I mean, obviously the Brisbane Lions, we don't have to talk too much about them. Their kicking in the last quarter definitely let them down. You know, they had
0 goals, 8.
0 goals, 8, and Bailey had a couple on the fall as well.
And Crows kicked 5 straight.
Exactly. And apart from those first 5 goals, the ball was essentially living in the Crows' backline. They just could not get past halfway. The Lions completely dominated field position, and they had every look possible.
I reckon Fagan was.
Oh,
Pissed.
Fagan would have been very pissed for sure. But it's just one game.
Listening to the post game.
Was he mad?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he wasn't. He wasn't mad. He was just
Unhappy, displeased.
Displeased.
You know, any other situation, you probably win that game with that kicking. So
Yes,
Right.
correct.
He just sort of stood on that sort of side of the fence.
On the flip side, though, it wasn't just entirely the Lions had bad kicking. I know the Crows were a victim of that in the first quarter as well. They were 0
they
goals.
were.
I could have sworn that they were 0 goals. Yeah,
Yeah, I
0
think it
goals,
was
6 to start the game.
0 goals 6 to 2 goals 3, was it? It was 6 to 15 at quarter time.
You might be right there. I'll have to find that again. It was 0 goals 6, 2 goals 3. Correct.
Gee, the things you remember, eh?
Well done. Very well done.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
bad kicking is bad football, as
Yes.
has always been the case since the dawn of time.
Yes.
Even before football was a game, it was bad kicking is bad football.
Correct.
That rule, you could have kicked that rock wrong and it would have hurt very much. Then we moved to Saturday afternoon. It was the Tigers and the Swans in what was a very entertaining first quarter,
I did not watch this game.
but just completely fizzled out and it
Yeah.
became like, what the hell's going on?
I was at the Sporting Globe in Richmond and just faintly looking at it, and it was very funny when we were moving through the pubs and you could just see these sad Richmond supporters just
Oh, boo.
some Sydney supporters happened to be out. So, I haven't got much to say on this game. I think Richmond started well early.
They did.
From memory, and then Sydney just kicked away. Don't really know what happened, but just looking at the score.
Do you think Sydney are going to be on a bit of a roll now?
They'll get some guys back soon, so potentially.
They have a week off next week.
Oh, they've got the bye.
A win
think
before
they'll
the
come
bye.
back. They may come back.
As well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Clearly, easy win.
Well, I think they may come back from the bye a little bit stronger than they were at the start of the year.
The Swans are lucky. The Swans
do
are
you
so
mean?
lucky. I think this might be the first one of the few games that Richmond have, because Richmond are young, right? They're young, full of spunk, and they've had great gutsy performances week in, week out. This week they couldn't bring it for more than one quarter.
Yeah.
The Swans were blessed when they're under pressure and they had to win, and the season's in free fall. The Richmond Tigers just could not keep it going. And Adam Uze after the game was very disappointing, saying that this was not AFL level football. So that's very rare for us to talk about the Tigers, because they've lost a lot of games, yes, but effort and endeavour was never questioned.
The Giants game would have affected them mentally, I reckon, as well.
Oh,
Maybe,
I thought you were talking about
but they came out hot in the first quarter, though.
What were you going to say?
I thought you were going to talk about the Giants game, and I was like, oh, it's a
No,
totally
no.
different thing.
No, but
Yeah.
they came. I would have agreed with you, but they came out hot in that first quarter, and they were looking really good.
I think this is just the ebb and flow of a new young team. Sometimes they're firing for a quarter, sometimes they're firing for 3 quarters. Just, you never know. What are you
Yeah.
laughing at?
No, I was yawning. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because I'm so boring.
Anna,
I can't control it.
You're boring him. You're boring him. Now. He's clearly tired. Don't worry. Don't be critical of Steveo today, all right?
I'm not being critical. He was being critical.
He's not. He was the only one I was talking before as well. He's not at his best today. We have to support him. That's what teams do.
I'm
We
supportive.
support our mates when they're down.
I am
Yep.
supportive.
This is what the Anzacs fought for.
But he did yawn when I was talking.
He did yawn.
Yeah.
I
That's
did
all
yawn
right.
also when Joe was talking, so
Okay,
it's
I
a
didn't see
it's an
that.
even
All right,
streak.
pause it.
Okay.
Go for it. All good.
okay.
No worries. Not a problem. Go Saints.
Oh, yeah, go Saints.
Can the Saints?
The Saints. So I'm not being critical of the Tigers. I'm just simply saying that the Swans, they got the win that they really needed before the bye. They can go into the bye feeling better about themselves, that they got a nice win on the MCG, and they can try and revive their season. Errol Goulden to come back. He's really important. Papley really important. Will come back. Congratulations to the Swans. You move on. I don't think that.
Okay.
Move on.
We move on, and I'm
Means
gonna
nothing.
exactly means absolutely nothing.
Good for you, Sydney.
Good for you. Well done. You beat the Tigers like everybody else did. Not Carlton, though. They're going to beat us tonight, shit, aren't they? All right, we'll move on before I keep ripping against Carlton before they beat us. The Suns went over to GMHBA Stadium
Yeah.
to play against the Cats.
Yeah.
Someone here believed in the Suns.
Just a wet weekend, wasn't it?
It was very wet.
Yep.
No sun to be seen on
No.
the
There is no
GMHBA.
sun to be.
No, they don't got much
They
sun there
did
anyway.
not play well. I didn't think they played well. I thought that was a very bad game for the Suns.
I thought they played the conditions really well because the slippery conditions is not too dissimilar to how they play.
There
at
quite a
Perth
lot of
People
holding
First.
the balls too that weren't called, which was irritating, from what I recall. Was it them or was it the next game? I'll take that back. I think it's the Giants game that I noticed it.
Yeah, the Giants
take
game
that
was a
back.
lot less interesting. I thought the Suns were really, really good in that I don't think I've seen so many smothers before in a game. They were just body on the line, effort every time, constantly grounded out, did really well, put the Cats under a bit of pressure every now and then. They gave away a few 50-metre penalties and free kicks, which unfortunately
The Cats actually
undid
played
them.
football though. They weren't just like smacking the ball around because it was bad weather.
No, they both played good football.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the Suns were really impressive in this game, personally, from my perspective.
I didn't know
Statistically,
they were
I
going
think they just didn't do that well compared to Geelong.
I didn't know that they were going to wear the pink kits.
I like the pink
I
kit.
did
Yeah, same.
not. Oh my god! You
I
know
love
this.
the pink
You know
kit.
that stuff Pepto Bismol. Do you guys have that here?
Oh, yes.
It's basically the color of that
Pepto-Bismol?
uniform. I did not like it.
I like that
Oh
colour.
my god! It just makes me think of indigestion. I didn't like it at all. It's not flattering to anyone's hairstyle.
Indigestion and the coaches Dimmer Hardwick. There you go. You hate it's the perfect
What if
combination
Jack
for
Steele
you.
was in that kit?
I just if he was in that color.
Yeah.
Jack Steele.
Well,
was
Jack
wearing-
Steele would look good in probably any color.
Yeah,
That was a
true.
bad example.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. I don't know. I thought the Suns definitely lost no fans from that performance. I thought they were great, personally.
I thought Geelong had quite a few fans at that stadium. I think there was 29,000 people.
It's
It's a lot of
yeah.
people.
I mean, did you
Yeah.
watch the game?
Similar to the Richmond Sydney one, little
enough.
bits and pieces.
Yep, fair enough.
I saw Stewart's bump with Anderson.
Great
Yeah.
bump. Great bump.
Great
Excellent bump. Is he not? He's not in trouble for
Cleared.
that.
He's cleared.
Yeah,
got cleared, didn't he?
needs
Yeah.
to be cleared. That's the kind of bump you want.
Agreed.
And if that player's such a wimp that he flops on the ground like that from that bump, then maybe he should pick another sport.
Look, it wasn't a soft bump. It was definitely a
don't care.
very solid bump, right to the chest, right to the ribs. And Anderson had to wear
wasn't to
that
his
really
chest.
hard. But I do think that it's really important that we keep the bump alive. The bump needs to be alive, and
Yeah.
as long as you execute it correctly, that's all we ask for.
No one was that injured.
Yeah, he wasn't concussed.
No.
Had to do the
Correct.
HIA for some reason because when he landed, his head hit the ground.
Yeah, that was his fault.
I don't think he was really in control of gravity at that point after copping a massive bump. I mean,
I'm
it's
just saying.
hard to
Aren't
say.
they taught to protect the head?
Yeah, he didn't hit the head, but he was bumped really hard and
I
he fell on the
know.
ground.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a flop. Anderson, you're not a flop in my eyes, all right, Noah? You're a great skipper, a great captain.
I didn't say he was a flop.
You said he flopped.
I said he just flopped on the ground. I mean, look, he got hit hard. It's true.
If I was
But
hit like that, I'd be flying in through that wall.
I
over there.
can't imagine a world. I can't imagine a future in this sport if they were going to penalize Tom Stewart for
Fair.
that. That
Yeah.
just made no sense. If that
Now,
were to
Tom
happen.
Stewart has a history of, unfortunately, some really hard hits
Good
that
for
has
him.
seen him get suspended. This one, though, absolutely
Well done.
no suspension for
Well
that one.
done, Tommy
Well done,
Stewart.
Tom. Keeping the bump alive and bumping correctly.
Thank you.
Well done. We love a good bump.
We do love a good bump. A good hard bump.
Agreed.
Or any bump.
A good hard bump.
I feel like there's some innuendo there.
Of course there is. That's why
There's
we went
always
on with it.
innuendo with him. The Giants have hit a bit of a speed bump with their career, with their season.
Yeah.
Losing by 16
Can we talk about
points?
this?
No.
How the hell did that happen? How did they lose that game?
Who?
The Giants.
They lost by kicking less goals and
Yeah,
less
they lost by
points.
16.
Did you watch the game?
I did.
I didn't.
I just don't understand how they lost that game.
What? What do you mean?
This was like one of those games where the last, 12 minutes really made a difference.
It did. The Port Power came to play.
In 12 minutes, I don't think it's very reflective.
Good pressure. Good pressure.
I don't know.
They
I
turned.
don't know.
They send the ball forward. Good connection. The Giants, they had opportunities and they didn't take them. Bad kicking.
their opportunities, didn't they?
Bad kicking is bad football. I don't know if you guys can hear the background music, but we are
I don't know either.
absolutely vibing. This
Are
is
you?
awesome. You can't see us?
I mean, I know you are.
Even the camera guys are vibing behind you. Even Matthew and Dave, they're having a great time. You're not having a good time.
I am having a good time.
Oh, you're not showing it?
I'm disgusted that this game resulted the way it did.
Why are you disgusted about the Giants and Port?
Because they beat the Giants. I don't
You
think
don't
they. I didn't.
Will
I
they make
just-
top 8, Anna?
Who? Port? No. I don't know actually. At this point, the last couple games they played,
Yeah.
I just not seen. I've just not.
Look, in my opinion, the Giants are good enough when they have a full cattle. I think Port are a much better team than what they've showed. And Butters returned to the Butters best. Thought Bedford would tag him, but did not really do that very well. And Butters did wonderfully in that midfield mix. We can still see why they have the experience of someone like a Boker in there. Boker's doing wonderful stuff as well. I think
I think Port had a good game. Good
They
for
had
them.
a very good game.
They had a good quarter.
They had a good game. It was close for a lot of it. They just
They had a
simply
good game.
they put it away at the end.
Yeah.
And the best rises to the cream rises to the top, and that's what they did. They
I
wanted
just
it more.
think Giants had a bad weekend.
Giants have never been over the last season.
Yeah.
And they're not a good last quarter team either.
Yeah.
How many times have they choked wins away?
Bloody hell. Yeah, they're silly.
Oh,
Yeah.
the music's gone. That's
I
all right.
mean, I found it really distracting.
Oh,
I
mate,
couldn't even think.
that's all right. Let's think about the Sunday games then.
Let's think about the game we just watched.
North and the Giants. North and the Eagles.
North and the Eagles. I really actually, for most of that game, thought the Eagles were going to win.
I tipped the Eagles. They were
did
better.
play better, except for the last
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
The North Melbourne
Holy
Kangaroos
shit.
dominated that last 7 minutes.
They did, but where were they the whole game? The entire game. They have such. If I was a North supporter and I was watching that game, as a St Kilda supporter, I identify. I feel like they've got quite a lot of talent in there, and then they couldn't execute anything on the field.
Yeah,
it
the
was
ball
just
movement was terrible, wasn't it?
horrible. Like it was like watching them from 4 years ago. I don't know how you regress like that.
And then they progressed all
I
of a
mean,
sudden.
yes, good, and that's good. But how do you regress like that? It's kind of like frightening. Like I don't know. As a North supporter, I could feel the frustration. as a North. I can feel the frustration of a North
As a
supporter.
North sympathetic, yes.
Yes, as a North sympathizer. I could feel the frustration. It did really look like the Eagles know how to play football. And that North didn't.
6 goals, 16.
See, well,
Once again,
I'd love to see them play Melbourne. Just a battle of behinds.
I know, right? Bad kicking is bad football, as it has been since the dawn of time.
Yes.
And the North Melbourne, they kicked 4 goals 5 as well. So they had some bad kicking as well in that last quarter.
Not like the Eagles. Wasn't it at one point their goal efficiency was 9?
Yeah, they had a goal efficiency of 9.1%.
And they were still
5
so
goals
competitive in the game.
from 55 inside 50s.
Yeah.
9.1%. I've never seen, and that's at 3/4 time, I think.
Yeah.
I've never seen a goal efficiency that bad per inside 50. So the Eagles are left to rue lost opportunities.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do they really care? They clearly know that they're in a rebuild. I think if anything, Eagles losing, not as big of a deal as if North Melbourne were to lose. If North were to lose, then all of the questions would have been like, what's Clarko doing with this list? Why have they not? The Roos, exactly.
Well,
the Roos almost did lose.
I still think the supporters will have those questions.
Yes. Rightfully so.
I actually think in general, thus far, their season's been relatively disappointing.
I agree.
And I think that there was big promise and just it's just not living up to its potential at all.
They're one of the biggest teasers, aren't they? Like they've got such great young talent. I'm saying they're one of the biggest teasers because they're capable. They come out and they have that incredible last quarter against Melbourne.
Yeah.
And they just go absolutely ballistic. And they have another game where they draw with the Lions.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And then you look at him this week in what was such an ugly, low-skill game.
It was ugly.
In perfect, sunny conditions.
I know, I was saying that. It looked like a wet weather game. It was one of the only games played in good weather this weekend. It was weird.
And you can tell me, there was a wind. There was a breeze going left of screen. I don't care. You're playing outside. Of course, it's going to be wind every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
Gee whiz. But it was otherwise perfect conditions. And they made me look like I could be an AFL footballer. And I'm nothing close to it.
Can I make a comment in general about the weekend so far?
Yes.
Have you noticed that no team has really scored very high at all?
No.
Very low scoring round.
Very low scoring round. I
I
wonder.
think that contributes to a lot of the wet weather games.
Maybe
The
that's
highest
what the
is
wet weather-
81 points.
I mean, it's low.
Under the roof.
From
That's
the Skibby
right.
Sigmas.
Under the roof.
And that was under a roof. So I don't know.
Richmond Swans was sunny, I think, at the MCG that day.
It was
Was it
mildly
MCG?
sunny.
Mildly sunny.
Early.
The Cats and the Suns, very dark
that was
and
messy.
miserable. Oh. So yeah, the Suns and the Cats was a very dreary, miserable affair as well. The Giants and Port, that was a slippery game, even though it was in Canberra.
Yeah.
It
So that
was
was a slippery game.
Yeah.
And then this game against North, and they were the lowest scoring teams.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
had the best conditions almost outside of your game, which is always pristine at Marvel.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens at the MCG tonight.
Not always pristine. Sometimes they open the roof at Marvel and then close it for the game, but then the grass is still a little shitty. They're not always so great about the roof. I think they've gotten better.
Sure.
Yeah.
There have been times.
It'll be interesting to see tonight at the MCG between the Blues and the Dons. It's been a very rainy weekend so far here, but you'd think, mate, it hasn't rained in a few hours, so maybe it's not too bad.
The G
at
is
the
going to
G.
be cold
It'll be
and
cold, yes.
slippery.
Maybe.
It's going to be slippery.
And then tomorrow for the big freeze, the Demons
Sorry, I
and
didn't get the
Sun-
memo.
But,
Oh, no memo was sent out.
oh, you didn't get it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a memo.
I'm a big fan of the Big Freeze.
I just know what's going on, and I thought I should support the Big Freeze.
Well
this
done,
weekend.
Anna. Some people don't need a
Some
memo
people
to support
don't need
a big
a memo
to
to wear
a
a
cause.
hat.
They don't need a memo to get to be hungover either. Apparently, that's all right. Tomorrow apparently is
Tomorrow's
14 degrees.
It's going to be really cold.
and raining 3 to 10 millimeters. So
It ain't going to change the scoring.
Yeah,
winter is coming. Well, winter is here.
winter's here.
Winter is here.
Winter
It is
has
here.
come.
Winter has come and it's here to stay. So
Yeah.
Aye.
it'll be interesting to see whether. Now there's no Mackay tonight for
No,
the.
Hudson O'Keefe will make
Hudson
his
O'Keefe
debut
comes
for the Blues.
And
Oh, that might be good.
we have a debutant in Luam Luau coming
Yes.
in to replace another injured defender at the Bombers,
Who is
Mason
coming
Redmond.
in? But someone is coming in for Carlton, aren't they?
Yes, Hudson O'Keefe.
Hudson
That's
O'Keefe.
it? Just Hudson
Yeah,
O'Keefe?
they had a few changes.
They have a lot of people coming in. Williams
Silvani,
is
that's
back.
the one I know.
Silvani is back.
Chincotta.
Chincotta is
Oh,
back.
that's Orazio Fantasia's back.
Like-
Oh, they got a lot of players back today.
This is essentially
Or
now, this
tomorrow.
I'm in a mixed
It's gonna be
situation right now
tough.
because this music is banging. I want to bop so bad, but at the same time, I'm so sad that this is almost a full strength.
Come on, Joe, stay
Almost
serious.
a full strength Carlton side up against a decimated Essendon. We're screwed. We're screwed tonight.
Well, you got Parrish.
Parrish is back. Well done. Congratulations. He's come to help out midfield.
I'm surprised he didn't start as sub. Is it because he's not versatile or
Yeah.
fair?
I think Carlton are going to come out swinging in
Oh,
this
they're going
one.
to kill us this week. It's so sad. But if the Blues can't kill this Essendon team with where it's at, if we lose by under 10 points, if we lose by under 18 points,
He's
that's still
resigned
a
to
loss.
losing.
It's still a loss to the
If we
boss.
don't lose by 28 points,
If we don't lose, if this is a win by under 20 points, you should look at yourselves with disgust. Honestly, so bad with where we're at the moment. And if you lose somehow, which is inconceivable, it should not be a it should not be a post-match press conference. It should be a post-match resignation conference. Because if you somehow lose to this Essendon side, you gotta sack Voss immediately. That's all I've got to say.
Exactly.
That's how
Okay.
certain they are to
well,
win
they're
this game.
currently sitting in the bottom 4 at the minute,
They are.
but that's due to the
Obviously,
ladder being a
Injuries
win.
Correct.
and ladder
Correct.
and whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bye weeks. All these weeks will be messy.
So yeah, big pressure on the Blues. Obviously, no pressure on the Bombers. I've got no pressure on the Bombers. I've got no expectations. I'm expecting us to lose here, but
Yeah.
you never know. Just show us some heart. Show us some heart.
can
That's all I
I-
care.
Show the heart.
Can I just say that having a weekend as a bye has taken so much stress out of my weekend? I can't even tell you.
That's really relieving.
It's such a relief.
I can't wait for my bye. Our bye in round 16 is so far away because we still have to play Geelong and we still have to travel to West Australia to play
Yeah.
against Freo.
Right.
We have it
Yeah.
tough right now.
Yep.
Well, that's all right.
You'll keep soldiering on.
We'll keep soldiering on.
Soldier on.
This podcast will continue. Whether there's
Yes.
epic music in the background or not, we will continue with the podcast.
Obviously.
So what's going to happen on Monday?
Monday?
Yeah.
I debated this and almost tipped Melbourne at the pub,
Yeah, not happening.
but I don't think they're going to win that game.
Not against the Pies.
No, I think the Pies are in good form.
They are.
But they're due. They've been playing really well, but they're kind of due for a loss. When was the last time they lost?
A long time ago.
Yeah. I think every 4 games or so, every team's kind of due for a reset.
Not the Pies, apparently.
Not
The
the
Pies
Pies
are winning every single game from
I
here
know
on
this-
out. And
I don't think. Oh, no.
they will win every game for the rest of the home and away
they're
season.
not.
Be super
No,
happy.
they're
Be up and
not.
about. They get to finals and they get knocked out in straight sets.
That's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to
Would you
happen.
for a loss soon, Collingwood?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
think.
that loss will come in the
Do you reckon
finals.
Melbourne will beat them?
I don't know if it'll be Melbourne. They play us after that, so
No,
We
we
play
want
them
we want
soon.
we want the Pies to be up and about and feel like they're untouchable. So
Yeah,
that
when do we play?
And then because once you feel like you're
they've
unbeatable,
got a bye.
that's when you lose.
They've got the bye next weekend, Collingwood.
We need them to.
And then
We need
we've
them to
got
feel.
them.
Yeah, we need them to feel
And
overconfident.
fun fact, next Thursday's game, St Kilda and the Dogs is the first double up of the season.
Yeah. Of course, we get the Dogs twice. Thank you. Fucking thank
In
you,
round 14.
fixture freaks.
It's
Yeah.
all right. You'll be all right. You'll be rested.
Mate,
You'll have Nazaya back. He was in South Australia apparently.
Yeah, he
was
went to
getting
see his
Yoti.
family. Everyone made a big deal about it. He went to see his parents.
And the Channel 7 reporter
He
was
was just
there.
having Yochi with Jason Horn Francis.
Oh, please. That was so irritating. That reporter just like
That was-
attacking him
that
when he
was
was like,
hilarious.
was so stupid.
So stupid.
Fired. Fire the guy. What are you doing?
The interview
The interview
of the century.
Who was the
hijacked the
reporter?
guy, and then all he said was that he
it
was
Josh
there for his
Money?
family.
Yes.
Oh, Josh Money.
Right on the
Yeah.
money you are.
Was it
Yeah.
actually?
Yeah.
He's a bit of a fucking weird.
Idiot.
He's a weirdo and he's trying to get the exclusive
Oh my
interview.
god, he's like the nerd in school that like invites himself to a party. Yeah.
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 Oh, what are you doing? Oh, here to visit the fam.
There's plenty of podcasters that could have had that interview.
Have you thought about your move? Have you thought about your future? Just visit the fam. Has it made you feel like you're closer to a decision? Just visiting the fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just kept
Just
saying
saying,
family.
Do you feel closer to the state? You know, being a South Australian boy and visiting. Just
No.
visiting the fam.
No, not at
visiting the
all.
fam.
Well done, Messiah. Gave him
I
absolutely
love that he just-
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well
Treated
media
it with
trained.
complete disdain. I'm just visiting the fam, and he repeated it 69 times just to tell him to piss off, and it worked. Well done.
As he should.
Well done.
That was ridiculous.
I love it. You can be a smart ass with the reporters as much as you like, and
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You got to be well media trained to do
And
it.
he was like, does your family factor into where you play football? And he's like, no, not at all.
Just visiting the fam.
Yeah, just
Not
visiting
at
the
all.
fam.
Just visiting the fam. Oh, your family's here. Just visiting the fam. What's your name? Just visiting
Oh,
the fam.
Messiah. I
Oh,
hope they give
Messiah.
you everything you want. I hope you stay with us.
So, in the meantime, though, what is going to happen on Thursday night? Oh, well, that's for the tips
But
video.
that's for the tips.
That's for the tips
for the
video.
tips.
We'll leave
But
that one for that one.
we can, since it's a Thursday game, we can speculate. I have no idea.
Wonderful. Great speculation. No idea.
Some team will
have
win
no
a
idea.
game.
It's hard to speculate without any
It's possible
ideas.
McRae will be back. It's possible Stocker will be back. We'll have McRae,
No, the second one.
Liam Stocker.
Liam Stocker,
Is
yeah.
that supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
I think you're better off with him in the twos.
Liam Stocker?
Yeah.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair enough.
Oh, he's pretty badass.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't want him in the
Badass.
twos.
Badass.
Why he's pretty. I think he's a pretty sturdy player.
Serviceable play, yes.
He lands the
I wouldn't
tackles
say
he needs
badass,
to.
though.
I would not want to get in a fight with him.
No, you wouldn't want to fight with any area AFL player.
Oh yes, I would.
Which
Some
AFL
of them I
player
would
do you
have
wanna-
no problem being in
Who?
a fight with. Oh my god, I don't know.
This
If
is
you throw
great.
Throw a name out, I'll let you know.
Collab boxing match.
Well, who would I like? Think of someone.
Oh,
you
we-
give
we
me a
have to
player.
give you people,
I'll
okay.
tell you if I would fight them.
All right. Someone who's nice, who's friendly, who's a nice, friendly player. Flying Ryan. Would you fight with Flying Ryan? He's nice.
I don't know. That's
All right.
I
Now
don't
the
know.
nicest
That's not
guy, one of the
entertaining.
nicest guys, Jeremy Cameron.
Would I fight Jeremy Cameron?
You got to say yes after.
Yeah, I would definitely fight him.
Who'd fight Jeremy
Yeah.
Cameron? He will totally let you win. That's
Yeah, he
right.
probably would let me win.
He'd totally let
maybe.
you win. He's a great
maybe.
player. All right,
Kick
who
a few
won?
goals while I was fighting him. Okay.
He'll just find this football and be like, yeah.
And just be like,
He'll
hold
turn-
on a second.
Yeah. He'll turn around, hit me here, and he'll just start kicking goals.
He'll like duck and then just kick a goal. Yeah, I would fight him.
We're gonna make this a new segment.
Come on, other
We're gonna
ones.
make this a new segment.
Other ones.
Who would you want to fight? Who
What
would-
segment is this?
I would fight Zach Butters.
Would you? Oh, what?
Totally would fight Zach Butters.
Zach Butters? He's
Yeah.
an animal.
I would fight him.
No,
you
he's
wouldn't.
human.
Yeah, I would fight him.
No,
I didn't
he's
say I
not.
would win. I said I would fight him. You're asking me who I'm afraid of.
All right, who are you afraid of? You're afraid of Stocker more
Yes.
than Butters?
Yes. Yes. Stop throwing these around.
Don't throw these beautiful
These are
hockey sunglasses.
Buddies.
Get them at where was it?
He is hungover, ladies and gentlemen. Hockey, HOKKY.
If you were like, if I was going to get run into by one of those
Queen
two
Elizabeth
guys,
Market.
I'd rather
Victoria.
it not be Liam.
Victoria Market, that one as well.
Fuck's sake. Queen Elizabeth. R.I.P. R.I.P. God save the Queen.
How'd that come up in my mind?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like
I'm still trying to think, like
Die
how many
Hard.
players would I want to run into me?
Monday's King's birthday.
we
Yeah,
know
it
this.
is.
So more of a reason to go to Victoria Market to grab your hockey sunnies.
They're not open on
They're
Monday,
lovely.
though.
Oh, are they not?
It's it's a Monday and it's a holiday.
Did we check with the...
They're not open on a holiday.
Yeah, they might be open.
No, they're not. They're not open on King's
Producer,
birthday.
are they open?
No, they're not open. I can tell you right now.
All right, get them on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Anyways, I would definitely fight Jeremy Cameron. Anyone else? Anyone
I'm
else
just blown away.
That
I
I
love
would-
this. I
that
love
I'd
it.
be
I love you
happy
guys. I love you guys.
to fight Jeremy Cameron?
You'd rather fight Stocker than Butters. What about?
No,
what about,
I'd rather fight Butters.
Sorry, you'd rather fight. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
All right. We'll go there. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen.
What if he was very tempted to go to St Kilda? And
Zach Butters?
Yeah, and then, you know, you might scare him off from going there.
He'd
What are you
instantly,
talking
he'd
about?
instantly
I'm not
look more
talking
badass.
about
more
who I
badass.
would be afraid to fight. I wouldn't
Ah.
really be afraid of Zach
Zach Butters.
No.
Okay.
Sam Powell Pepper.
I don't know if I would fight him.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You sound
says a lot.
afraid.
That is fear. If I've ever
I don't
heard
know if I
Now we
in
can't
the
even get the
list-
words out. Now we're
on
petrified.
the list of like people, I don't know if he would be like one that'd be like, oh, that's an easy one to say. Maybe.
So-
What about Josh Bootsma?
What about the Wizard? Would you fight the Wizard?
100%.
I think everyone would love to fight the Wizard.
I'd feel bad
He's
though.
a punchable. He's a punchable face, doesn't he?
That's just basically bullying
you
kids.
know who I'd love to fight?
no.
Oh, no.
Papley.
Oh,
That would be so satisfying.
I would help you. Fucking
Yeah.
Papley,
You,
the
Rory
you'd
Lobb?
fight Dane Rampy, wouldn't you?
Paps me.
What about
oh,
Rory
Rampy.
Lobb?
Oh, don't even get me
Oh,
started.
wouldn't you love to be in a fight with Rory Lobb?
the
Oh,
lobster.
no,
he'd beat me.
not this week. I liked his hair for Fight MMD.
Yeah, he's
Any
had
other
good
players?
hair. Correct.
Any other
Yeah, good
players?
Good shout out. Shout out there
Would
to
you
Shout
Rory
out
fight,
to
Lobb.
would
Rory
you fight
Lobb.
Jack Ginnivan?
Ginnivan. Yeah, he's a little shit
Yeah,
too, for sure.
I would fight him.
Yeah.
Any little shit you'd love to fight. But if you're against a big guy like, I don't know, Sean Darcy, for example,
Oh,
Big
but
Shrek.
Big
He's
Shrek.
not, well, I don't know. I guess so.
he'll just be like, don't come any closer.
That's just me like trying to.
Yeah, I was trying to reach
Just
him.
swinging.
Just start swinging, just arms out there like, don't do it. That was weird and bizarre, but I love it. You never know what you're going to get from this podcast. If you enjoyed what you had to hear or see here today, please drop us a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell to not miss out on any of the content that we are pumping out on a regular basis. And don't forget to check us out on the Just the Tips video coming out right after this. So we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Calm the Dons.